All right, everybody, welcome to the F1 Passport. This is our review of the 2020 Hungaroring Grand Prix. All right.
Let's get in it, brother.
Pre-race, man. Did you see the interview with Martin Brundle and Vettel?
Yeah, I saw it, and I don't know how I really feel about it. He was talking about how he wish he could have took some more victories or championships out of Lewis to keep Schumacher's record intact. I'm like, come on, man. You in it for yourself, or you in it to try to cock block for your countrymen? Like, I didn't respect that at all.
See when Benito walked by?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he walked by and said, waved at him, showed him about 4 fingers too many.
Right.
Looked very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, Leclerc is starting to look real human now, man.
For real, though.
He's looking really, really human.
He's looking really terrestrial. One thing that Vettel said about the red kit, he was attracted to the red kit, and that's the thing about it. I've gone to some of these top-notch corporations, that have the equivalent of a red kit, and you get there to them, and they're so arrogant.
Yeah.
That they turn out, at least in my experience, to be the worst organizations I've ever been at, because they're so focused on their arrogance that they don't pay attention on what it takes to be great.
Yeah, they don't focus on their people. They don't care about you at all. They'll cut you in a heartbeat.
Right. So, I mean, I can only imagine what's going on at Maranello, the Scuderia. But yeah, so your boy Max just bends it in right before the race even starts, man.
Don't worry, we're just talking about Grosjean.
Then
Max jumps up. Say again.
Yeah, bending it under or behind the safety car.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a while ago that somebody was going around the track with reckless abandon on the warm-up lap. I think it was Lewis you were talking about.
Yeah,
one of our prior.
This is before DAS, of course. So he was like just hitting, like slamming into the turns and stuff like that. Like he was really going out of his way to put heat in the tires. But they don't have that problem this year. Good old DAS.
Good old DAS.
Yeah. Push the steering wheel in and out.
Right.
You got it figured.
Everybody's praising
Maximilian.
Yeah, his engineers, like they're the only engineers on the grid who could have pulled that off. Good on them, but I mean, come on, man, that's their job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like they don't. It's like being on a help desk, right? Nobody gives you credit when you do something good. They only give you credit when the network's down, or they go crazy when the network's down. So,
right,
throw them a bone every once in a while, make them feel good about themselves. Doing what you're supposed to do.
One bad deed is worth 20 good deeds.
Yeah. So, but he just sat there in the car like, yeah, I messed up. So what?
Right, fix it.
Yeah. I just knew the car was going to go around one lap and then be back in the pits, just like Lewis thought.
Right.
What's he still doing behind me?
But Haas, they pitted, before or during the installation lap. Kvyat was begging for them to let him pit during the installation lap, and they wouldn't listen to him.
Yeah.
So why didn't more teams do that? I mean, come on, you've got nothing to lose. Why wouldn't Red Bull take that gamble with one of their cars? Why wouldn't Ferrari especially?
Yeah, I think Martin Brundle said it one of the previous races. He's like, everybody's risk averse. Like they don't want to do anything that's going to seem controversial or seem, out of the ordinary. They want to take the most straightforward, proven approach.
Right.
And I think they all get caught up in that. So when you have nothing to lose, like the Haas drivers, then like you might as well go for it.
Yeah. And the race was pretty straightforward. There's really not much to talk about.
I mean, except for Bottas jump starting and stopping and starting again. Like, see, like a rule should be a rule. I don't, whether you benefit from it or not. Like the rule should be the rule. And I think that's why they keep hitting Lewis with these penalties with Albon. It's not that it wasn't a driving incident. It's that the result was Albon spun out.
And he kept going.
And Lewis didn't. Yeah, and Lewis didn't. So, all right, well, we're going to penalize Lewis then. It's like, well, I mean, the rule should just be a rule,
right,
regardless of the outcome.
Actually, I heard Ricciardo talking about that and suggesting that he thinks it should be based on the outcome. Somebody should be. Go ahead.
I mean, I can somewhat see it, but then you put too much subjectivity into the matter. If you just make a rule, stick with it, then so be it.
I don't know. I'm pissed that Perez can pull the same move that Lewis did.
Yeah.
Hit another car and not get any points against his license.
Right.
I don't appreciate that shit.
I hear you, man.
So, how you feel about the driver of the race?
I don't want to talk about that crap. That's not real. It's not real.
Have you ever voted?
I have, but I stopped because it's a waste of time. Doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So who's going to get it every time? It's going to be Max. Maybe somebody else will get it. That's it.
Yeah, they've got this new Autosport has a new podcast, or it's a podcast or a YouTube series where they give driver ratings based on this elaborate criteria. They took this one of the lady from, there was a podcast, the WTF.
Yeah.
WTF one podcast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They took her from that show, and now she's doing a driver rankings, which seems very credible to me because they consider everything, the whole weekend, your performance during practice, during qualifying, and the race.
So that's what I'm saying. Show me driver of the day based on quantifiable numbers, not on some BS popularity contest. That means nothing to me. I can care less about that.
Right.
Old driver of the day award. Take that award and shove it.
Yeah. You watch Ted's Notebook?
I do, yeah.
I love that dude, man.
Yeah.
This last one, he had first he started talking about BLM.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he said that, he says that F1 is united around BLM, but can't seem to get it right. Right. I would suggest that they're not united around BLM,
right.
and that's why they can't get it right.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
Well, and if you listen, or if you look at some of the comments in any F1 video stream related to BLM, you'll understand why.
Oh yeah. It's like going on Reddit, man. They go hard. Some bad people out there.
Bad people
in those comments.
And they tend to comment often.
The most, yeah.
But I think what most of those folks dislike about Black Lives Matter is the word black in Black Lives Matter. If you replace black with blue, then nobody's got a problem.
Yeah.
Right? They see, when you say Black Lives Matter, to them that's racist. You know, we can't say white lives matter. We can't have white universities. We can't have, you know, all this stuff that black people have. To which I say, sure you can. You know, endure 300 plus years of slavery, and you can have that privilege. You know, or that right.
Anybody who's marginalized, like I always use the analogy, right? If your kid is doing terrible in English, right? They're getting an F in English. You're not going to go get an algebra tutor to focus on algebra. You're going to focus on the thing that needs focus.
Right.
And so if Black lives are being taken for the wrong reasons, then yeah, you need to focus on that.
So in the race we had for Ferrari, well, of course the Mercs. We'll start with the Mercs. Lewis was complaining of engine trouble before the start of the race. You hear him?
Yeah, I never put a lot into what Lewis says over the radio because he tends to get a little antsy.
Is he?
So I don't pay too much into it.
Is he antsy? Or is he throwing dummies?
Yeah, that could be it too. He could be trying to outsmart all of us.
Right.
And I wouldn't put that past him. He's a wily veteran now, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a coworker today who I've pulled over to the dark side. He's been watching the races this season, and he says, I find it awfully impressive how this guy is with all the pressures he's got surrounding him off the track, that he can just close all that out and go out and dominate. I said, well, he had to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Because when Nicole Scherzinger stepped away, it wasn't pretty. Yeah.
Well, when he first came into F1 and they were doing all the racist chants and stuff against him, yeah, he had to learn the hard way. Then, well, yeah, he had to learn growing up in karting. Like they went through a lot of crap then too. So
right.
I mean, he made a comment a week or two ago. Well, because Red Bull kept trying to rat on him about everything. He's like, they should know by now that their tactics aren't going to get to me.
Right. So Ferrari looked bad. Everyone in Ferrari except for Vettel.
Yeah, Vettel's back's against the wall. He's like, I'm driving now, fools. Get out my way. Take this old bucket of bolts and make it move.
Right. So Niki Lauda, that movie, I forget what movie it was, where he said, it's a shit box.
Oh, yeah. First time he drove the Ferrari, yeah.
It's a shit box. This year's car is definitely a shit box, but it fits Sebastian's driving style.
Better, yeah.
You ever heard that phrase? David Hobbs used to say it a lot. There are different horses for different courses and different horses for different horses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means?
Yeah, I mean, some drivers are good at some tracks and not others.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to find an analogy, a way of expressing that. The only thing I can come up with is when you start speaking and you say a word and you realize you can't say it, you struggle to say it, whereas someone else can say that word easily, but then they'll come across a word that they can't say that you can. I think it's like that. There are some tracks where some racers just don't have a problem with a turn or the flow of the track in general, but then there's that rare individual that seems to do well with all words, in all tracks. And if they don't get it right away, they can at least at some point figure it out, teach it to themselves.
So who's on Lewis's level in that sense? Because does he have a bad track?
Yeah. Austria is his bad track. The shorter track seemed to be his Achilles heel. but he seems to have over. I mean, he won one of those races. But
Yeah.
then Hungary is a pretty short track, and
Mhm.
he dominates that one.
Yeah. I mean, he dominates on the short tracks, the long tracks. Monaco is like the measuring stick, right? And guess who's terrible around Monaco?
Your boy
Oh, Max.
Max,
Max sucks around Monaco, man.
Max.
Sucks. And that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, shit, he crashed himself out trying to keep up with Ricardo in
Yeah.
practice one year.
Yeah.
Didn't need to do it, but just
He
had.
crashes every year, Monaco. Every year.
I sent you a text when he crashed his last race before the race started. What was your response?
I forget what I said.
Said,
Oh, Max.
Max is all he's all or nothing.
He's all or nothing, man.
There's no in
No
between.
in between. Yeah.
Alex
And his
Albon.
team.
Say again.
No, go ahead.
How do you feel about Alex's drive?
He's still crap. I don't care. Anytime you got to make excuses for somebody, it's unacceptable. I was looking at the driver standings now. He's behind Lando Norris, and he's driving a freaking Red Bull. No excuse. I like Albon. He's a nice dude, but he's got to step it up, dude. Step it up. Piss or get off the pot.
So Russell seems to think that that Albon's getting shaft and that he's got everything he needs to be successful, and Red Bull is not helping him.
I don't believe that. I don't like this new crop of drivers, man. I don't like the whole Albon, Leclerc, Norris, all there, Russell. They're all buddy and friends and all. I don't know. I think this crop of drivers is going to go down as being a really average group of drivers, man. There's not going to be any real superstars in that group.
Well, they're buddies until they get out on the track, like Vettel and Leclerc, and have some dust ups.
Yeah, well,
All that crap's gonna come to an end real quick. Playing online together and shit.
I mean, there's got to be respect. They got to respect each other because they got each other's lives in each other's hands. But
Yeah.
still, like,
Did you see Red Bull drying Alex's pit box? Not pit box, but his start box.
yeah, dude walked by. It's like,
So they were trying to pretend as though they were putting the blowers in the brake ducts and were actually drying the track.
yeah,
But they got off on it.
right.
Ted was he was doing his notebook and ran into Horner, and he started drilling him, man. Rarely do I see reporters go after an interviewee the way he did Horner, and this was impromptu, and Horner got pissed, man. He got pissed. He was like, well, yeah, whatever. You know.
Yeah. Christian Horner, he's starting to get exposed for who's the comedian lady who's she comes off as really not Ellen DeGeneres comes off as really nice, but you hear all these reports from people that work with her that she's a piece of work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's difficult to work with. She's mean. She got a toxic work environment. That's what it seems like is happening to Christian Horner. He's all nice and polite. He's always the one on the talking to the broadcasters from the wall. But he's really not that nice of a dude.
Devil and Prada. Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Racing Point, man. We talked about Stroll needing to if he's got it, he's got it, and this week he had it, man. That's a phenomenal performance. Whereas Perez, did you see his start?
Yeah, I think Perez is getting set up now. I think they're setting him up. They're propping up Stroll. They're setting up Perez so they don't look like complete idiots when they replace Vettel or replace Perez with Vettel.
I tell you, you can do that to an extent and definitely beat your teammate with it, unless it's Renault trying to make Ocon beat Ricardo. You can have them beat the teammate, but you can't have them beat the rest of the field. Well, they are on a pink panther right now, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give him some praise for this performance. I thought it was. I mean, he did his job,
Yeah.
and did it well. So,
Yeah.
kudos.
Game recognized game. Give it to him.
Right. We'll see. Another Renault protest. They're gonna do this every week.
So they get it right.
So they get it right.
Yeah.
Till something
Yeah.
get something. Most important question I've got this week. Have you tried the brownie recipe?
The brownie recipe?
I knew you were going to say that. Ted's notebook, man. He talked about
Oh, no.
McLaren has this brownie recipe that all the other teams and everyone seems to love. And they posted the recipe on their Instagram.
Did you try it?
I did.
I mean, you're the one with the baking household.
So I tried it, right? My daughter is a baking aficionado. She's
savant.
She's phenomenal. She does everything. Yeah. She knows stuff about different ingredients. She takes vanilla beans and slices them down the middle and scrapes the vanilla in rather than using extract and all kind of crazy stuff. But she didn't like helping Dad out anymore, Plus she's up all night and sleeping all day.
As everybody's kids are right now.
Right. So I tried it, man, and I'm going to blame it on the retarded ass U.S. standard of weights and measures.
Yeah, you can't say that.
I'm going to blame it on our bullshit. I mean, why don't we convert to the metric system like the rest of the civilized?
Oh, so you couldn't convert the measuring side.
Man, I had everything, and then the recipe is for like 40 brownies. So I tried to cut it in half and convert.
Man, they got apps for that.
Dude, it's not. I'm gonna post a picture of one of my brownies turned out. It was horrible, dude.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, your brownies are good enough as they are. Shit. Might have to go back and watch that video.
Yeah. So again, it didn't turn out that good. I'll try again this week and hopefully do a little bit better.
Did you hear I forget who was it? It was talking about Racing Point. It was Ross Brawn, talking about Racing Point. He said, there's always copying in Formula One. Everyone copies. Racing Point just did it to a bigger degree, and they did it better.
Oh yeah.
Bottom line, yeah.
Well,
they just did a better job of it. Yeah.
There you have it. That settles that.
Yeah.
And another thing, I'm all on Ted's notebook this week, but we had a good episode. He ran across Ricardo in the pits or in the paddock, and Ricardo was kind of jabbing back and forth with him, wasn't giving him what he wanted. So Ted hit him with, so does the swab go more easily up your nose than it does others?
Oh, those fighting words, man.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, those fighting words, man.
That ain't right, man.
Nah, I'm talking about my boy like that.
Ricardo replied back with, so you being a bit of a prick right now.
Yeah.
So I take back what I said about Ricardo and the mask and all that. I applaud him for keeping his stuff natural. Be you. Don't cosmetically changing all your perceived flaws. That's who you are. Be who you are and embrace it.
Yeah, I don't see you going to get your ears tucked in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you would be first in that endeavor, though.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right, man. That's all I got.
All right. Can we talk about Latifi not running off the road for no damn reason and potentially causing what is it? Safety car when
So,
Lewis has a 20 second lead
at which point are you talking about? He went off.
late in the race. He just ran off dry track, no reason. And it's like, dude, why we got these amateur drivers out here messing up races and doing stupid stuff?
Because the daddy's got money.
Because they daddy got money.
Pretty soon, the sport's only going to have sons of former drivers and their rich friends.
Man, it's kind of like the NBA right now. And nothing but ex-players' kids.
Right. Sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. That's all we got for this week. Peace out.
Deuces.